What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. In this video, we're going to review and talk about the Tesla Model Y Performance. I have the 2022 version. I've had it for over 4 months, and I want to tell you things I like about it and don't like about it, and if you should buy one. So let's get into this. So first of all, the car is super expensive. It goes for up to $70,000, and thank goodness we had a car with a really good trade-in value, and it really dropped the price of that massively. So obviously we didn't have to come up with $70,000 because it's so expensive. Like, you think about cars, and most people buy cars probably, especially if it's a new car, probably in the 25 to 45,000 mark, somewhere in that range. And to go up to 70,000 is just insanely crazy. But again, we had a trade-in for a Hyundai SUV, and we got a bunch taken off it, so it really helped out in the long run. So that would be one negative, is that these cars from Tesla are pretty expensive. If you don't have a trade-in, you're gonna be spending a lot of money per month or to saving up for a really long time for most people. Next thing that kind of annoys me about this car is the door handles. They are, cool that they kind of hide, but I don't know, there's nothing satisfying at all about these door handles. You pull them out and they feel kind of thin, and they are annoying for new people to figure out how to open them, and I just don't appreciate them at all. I wouldn't mind if they copied some other cars that are on the market that have door handles, like a regular car door handle. It wouldn't bother me whatsoever. It looks cool when you're looking at it, but ultimately it's confusing for new people. It's not satisfying when you grab it, and it's still kind of annoying to open even when you do know how to open it. I'm not a fan of the door handles. The next thing that kind of annoys me about the car is its efficiency. Now, just driving it, it's not that bad actually, but when you just have it sitting there and you want to use all the features that this car has, such as the Sentry mode, which allows you to capture footage of what goes around on your car. If someone or something gets close enough, it records it, which, don't get me wrong, I love that feature, but when it uses battery life, what else is it going to use? It's obviously, this complaint is kind of dumb in a way, but it still is a complaint. I want it to be more efficient. So having that do that, the climate control so that the car doesn't like overheat inside. And when you get into it, it can be a somewhat comfortable temperature. Both of those things kind of use a massive amount of battery, especially if they're just sitting there for a while. And now, I kind of get around the issues when I'm home because I park it in the garage and I'm not worried about someone breaking into the car or anything like that. At that point, plus I have security cameras in my garage, it doesn't really worry me too much. So I have it a feature so that Sentry mode doesn't turn on when it's home in this geolocation. And I still have the temperature on there set to a comfortable thing, so in case it doesn't get too hot or too cold when I go in the car, it's pretty much just right. Now, those are great features. I love those features, but those hurt with the efficiency of the car. But otherwise, just driving it, it's pretty good. They say you'll get up to 300 miles. I don't get anywhere near that. I haven't really tested it too much, like, oh, that's exactly what I got. I'm assuming I'm getting somewhere in the 240 to 250 mile range if I'm at 100% and I drive somewhere far away. The next thing that kind of annoys me about it is the trunk. It goes up really high, and for me, even at a low level, because if I put it all the way up, it's going to hit the top of my garage. I have to like duck down and get in there. It wasn't like that in some of my other cars. Those pretty much went all the way up, and I could still go in there and it wouldn't hit the top of my garage. This is just like extraordinarily high, so it gets kind of annoying with that. But beyond those complaints, guys, this has been my favorite car I've ever owned. I love driving this car. It is extremely powerful and fast, and it's a great ride at that. Just having the ability to go from like 0 to 60 in like the blink of an eye is amazing. I think it's like 3.5 seconds before it goes 0 to 60 miles per hour. And the ride is really smooth as well. I've had the last couple cars I have, when I go over a bump, it's almost like a little bit of a boat, like doo-doo-doo-doo. It's not like that on the Tesla Model Y Performance. And it's also not like hitting like I've heard, that was one of the things I heard about this car, is like, when you get this car, it's, it drives really tight. It drives, it's not a nice ride. I love the ride. I'm very happy with the ride and the suspension and Obviously with the performance steering wheel, you can change it and make it more comfort, which I do. I love the ride of this car, everything about it. I really have zero complaints about the ride. Inside the car itself, it's not too bad in terms of being, a little roomy. It's not the biggest car I've owned in the interior, but it's big enough for my family. It's 3 of us, so to fit my son in and then another person or 2 next to him, it's fine. And then I have someone in the front seat with me, so we are perfectly fine with the size of it. Would I have liked it to be a little bit bigger for the seating? Yes, but it's perfectly fine. The controls, I've been coming from cars that have all these buttons everywhere, and honestly, I find it quite confusing. And now you come in a Tesla, there's very, very few buttons, and you have a screen that controls almost everything about the car, and I love it. It's perfect. It's very intuitive. Once you get used to it after a couple days, I was completely fine with everything. And I love the infotainment center. It's very easy to use. I would like a couple of more music apps in there, such as YouTube and Amazon Music. Those are missing on there. But otherwise, I love everything that it has. I can watch Netflix when the car is parked. We can watch Hulu, Disney Plus, TikTok videos, YouTube videos. It's really, really cool. And then finding everything, like I said, within the screen for certain settings on the car is awesome as well. And speaking of that whole entertainment and infotainment center, getting updates, I literally at this point get about an update every single month or so to add features or to fix bugs. I got a letter in the mail saying there was a recall on my car because the windows, I guess, go up and down too powerfully for the government's, the United States government's ratings. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to bring this car in. And it's a software update. They said the software update's not ready yet, but they'll just push it on my car and I'll be good to go. So I love that this car is continually getting extra features and fixes just from software over the air. I don't have to go anywhere to get any of this done. It's been amazing. Reliability, I've had no issues with it so far. When I picked up the car, it was fantastic. When I drive the car, it's fantastic. I literally have no issues at all. And this is my second electric car I've had so far. I definitely like this one a lot better than our Kia. Just having a lot of the convenience features built into it is amazing, and the safety features that it has. I don't subscribe, or I didn't pay for the autonomous driving so that it just basically drives itself. It does have a basic version of that, and it works pretty well. I use it on the highway, especially on long road trips, and it comes in handy for that, but I don't pay for any of the extras. I think it's kind of overpriced, so I decided not to go with that. So if you're thinking about getting a Tesla, I would say yes. I love the Model Y performance. I'm super glad we got it. I think it's a really beautiful, sporty looking car. It drives great. I love the infotainment aspect of the screen and the software and all of that stuff. It's a fantastic car. My complaints are, I feel like, pretty minimal, and it's definitely a car I think if you get it, you're really, really gonna love it. There's a reason why when people buy a Tesla, they love it and they stick with it. So I absolutely love my Tesla. There's always gonna be people that don't love a car for whatever reason, but I've had nothing but good things to say about it and time with it as well. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.